Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. We will be having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, December 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern. The key to everything is patience. You get the chicken by hatching the egg, not by smashing it. Arnold H. Glasgow. And patience runs into everything. You know, when we hurry and we rush, we lose patience. When we get frustrated, irritated, we lose patience. And usually, majority of the time, we have issues and challenges. One cannot hurry the ripening process of a fruit, force a baby to develop faster, or reach a state of deep inner peace within oneself. There is a divine timing embedded within the matrix of creation. Every thought, feeling, action, and word spoken has a natural flow that's fully aligned with the entire cosmos. The cycle of the seasons, planets, stars, and even galaxies are a macrocosmic perspective of this divine inner alignment. There is a synchronized perfection hidden in everything, everywhere we go. The tomato falls naturally from the vine when it is ripe. It's like your ego. The fruit naturally knows when it needs to hold on a little longer and when it's the right time to let go. When we learn how to live in each moment of our lives fully, feeling deeply into our vulnerability and being intimately connected, we naturally live in divine harmony with the whole world. By simply choosing to live each day in a relaxed, peaceful body, the natural harmonious alignment inside of us adheres to the perfect timing happening throughout this universe. Full body relaxation is a moment-to-moment awareness practice that simply boils down to being with what is. So whether it's your innermost critical thoughts about yourself or your excited hot feelings about that new love in your life, by being with your experience fully, you naturally become patient and in tune with the cosmic timing behind everything. Following this daily conscious practice, we can truly see how this world is perfect, and everyone is a part of this perfection, exactly as they already are. Anything you believe you have to do or become before you can be free is a denial and distraction from the truth that you are already free. Alan Cohen. An interesting fact is that our Earth, this planet, is moving around our sun at the perfect speed of 67,000 miles per hour. Our Earth is moving around our sun in the perfect speed of 67,000 miles per hour. If suddenly it decided to move any faster, we would be thrown off. So no matter how crazy our lives are, it's already happening at 67,000 miles per hour. So you don't need to live it any faster. Just another good reason to take your time, learn how to slow down, and enjoy the ride. Because we're on a ride. We're on this planet, traveling at 67,000 miles per hour around the sun. We experience patience because the mind gets attached to a future idea. It makes up a story that says, if I am late for my very important meeting, then they will be disappointed. I won't get the promotion and will not fulfill my life's dream. The mind starts to create the fearful reality of somehow being separated from the divine cosmic order of everything. Every situation in this life is according to divine timing. However, when the mind believes life should be a certain way in the future, fitting our current schedule into this time frame, just becomes our next new experience of suffering. Teach your mind to say, no matter what happens, I am always on divine time. Even if I'm 20 minutes late, it's for the best, and life knows what's best for me. This accepting, compassionate attitude always creates more patience. We just don't know why we had to be late. Perhaps a horrific 10-car accident was avoided by showing up 20 minutes later that day. And we've said this to ourselves and others very many times. Everything happens for a reason. Then you'll get some people say, I don't know what the reason is, but everything happens for a reason. The mind will always create problems the more attached we become to its ideas. However, the bigger question here is, how often are we conscious of the divine timing of everything? Are we sensitive to feeling this highly intelligent energy that is orchestrating everything behind the scenes with the most loving care and precision? Once our awareness is consistently turning into this great perfection, our daily lives begin to emulate the divine synchronicity everywhere we go. He that can have patience can have what he will. Benjamin Franklin. If we want more patience in our lives, we must first look and see where our impatience is coming from. Why do we need to hurry and rush against the sacred timing of this awesome divinity? Just who do we think we are? All impatience is an ego-based pattern that stems from not choosing to be vulnerable, sensitive to this life, and listening to the highest divine flow of each living moment. Ego is established by an unconscious pattern attempting to resist or control everything that is. The ego is formed and reformed each moment by aligning with the habit of not accepting or appreciating existence as it is. The ego is formed and reformed each moment by aligning with the habit of not accepting or appreciating existence as it is. This includes not loving ourselves, our bodies, our friends, family, partner, and our experience of this life, just the way it is. If we tend to push or rush through an experience, then how can appreciation be present? Rushing is an act of violence to our souls, because our souls don't care about what time you're going to arrive. It trusts that God is guiding every step of the way. Rushing is an act of violence to our souls, because our souls don't care about what time we're going to arrive. It trusts that God is guiding every step of the way. Wherever you look, Wherever you look, if your eyes are open, you will see the divine. Helen Watts. Impatience is all about the ego trying to make the river of life flow faster. It honestly thinks that once it gets through this experience of this life, then the real goodies will arrive, and I will finally become rich, fulfilled, successful, loved, deeply cherished, and free. The big joke is that the ego never arrives. It never finds inner peace because it's always wanting, wanting, wanting more. Our ego is a perpetual wanting machine. As you may have already noticed, your ego wants everything that it wants, and how it wants it is right now. Your ego wants everything that it wants, and how it wants it is right now. It's not excited to hang out and wait another day. It is like a spoiled child yelling at mom to fetch its favorite chocolate. It wants exactly what it wants, when it wants it, and not a moment later. It doesn't care whether the season is right. It just needs to be satisfied now or else. Misery does not exist in reality, but only in mere imagination. Ramana Maharishi. Misery does not exist in reality, but only in mere imagination. By rushing to get things done, we miss out on this life. Our physical bodies become tired from the stress of perpetually hurrying. The mind narrows, blocks our creative visions, and our soul misses out on feeling one with the cosmic orchestra of life. When we're rushing, we also struggle. We block the flow of our manifesting vibration, causing things to manifest with more resistance, struggle, extra work, or perhaps never coming to fruition at all. The ego is impatient, and the soul is infinitely patient. And our experiences of this life all depends on which one we are listening to, the ego or the soul. Ego is impatient, soul is infinitely patient. The ego is impatient because it feels separate from this divine ocean of existence. This suffering is caused by years of believing that we are not connected to an infinite source of love, intelligence, and power. The ego is obsessed with its private agendas. It has its own separate desires, schedule, and has completely forgotten about merging with God and thus experiencing instant bliss. Whenever the ego is in charge, we are unable to relax and welcome each new life experience. We miss the greater purpose of this life, which is to celebrate life and ridiculously enjoy the freedom of living in this amazing, magical universe. Patience is the companion of wisdom, St. Augustine. By practicing relaxing into each experience of our lives, we will increase our manifesting vibration and attract our desires more effortlessly to us. Patience is a natural byproduct of the conscious manifesting process. When we are infinitely patient to manifest whatever our ego desires, as we make our request to this universe, it will easily manifest at a record speed. It is important to let go of attachment to your future outcome and patiently allow this universe to answer your request. The most divine timing is waiting for you. The question is, can you relax enough to wait for it? You know, the old saying that we've used numerous times through generations, hurry up and wait. One of the best ways to master patience is learning how to live in a society in a relaxed, open, and receptive body. And this means living in the world. Living in the world, yet not of this world. Being connected to the big rat race, yet not rushing to get ahead of the other rats. Whenever we are late for an event, instead of rushing and freaking out about what might happen, enjoy the excitement of the journey of getting there. Know that the more you rush, the more impatient energy you are creating. Whenever you have to wait for someone, instead of being impatient, choose to see that you get to wait. Whenever you have to wait for someone, instead of being impatient, choose to see that you get to wait. This is our opportunity of the day to practice relaxing into our magical manifesting vehicle, these bodies. Every time we have to wait, there's an opportunity to meditate. It's the universe offering you the blessed gift to take a mini vacation from pushing yourself and enjoying being at ease. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. Watching, waiting, allows us to deeply sink into a vast spaciousness where we can taste the beauty of our infinite souls. Waiting is just a form of meditation. Doing nothing means your mind and heart are completely in the now and not focused on the past nor the future. And receiving the divine, deep, eternal love of existence. Be patient, and all the goodies you desire will spring forth into existence. Patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish. Patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish. John Quincy Adams. So it's a choice. I invite you to wake up tomorrow morning, consciously choose to meditate for 15 minutes on the idea that you are infinite, eternal, and will never die. Tomorrow morning, consciously choose to meditate for 15 minutes on the idea that you are infinite, eternal, and will never die. Return to this awareness throughout your day, and you'll experience a tremendous shift in your ability to be patient, and also see an increase in your manifesting abilities. I was talking with a person very early this morning, It was about 1 or 2 in the morning. And the person was in there, I guess they were about 90. And their outlook was quite amazing. They say, you know, every year of my life just gets better. Now, they're 90, mind you, and they, have some physical issues. But right deep from the heart, mind, the core of their being, and you can always tell when someone delivers something, in speech or ideas, whether it's genuine or not, and with real gusto. Each year of my life keeps getting better. That's one heck of an understanding for oneself, isn't it? Rather than, I've had other people say, as I told this person, numerous people say, life sucks. Getting old sucks. And their response was, then it will suck for them. And every year will be a pain in the arse for them. So it's kind of interesting to see the different responses that some of us have to this life. Enlightenment is not something that can be given to you. Enlightenment is the moment when the wave realizes that it is the water. That's a good depiction. Thich Nhat Hanh. Enlightenment is the moment when the wave realizes that it is the water. Enlightenment is when one realizes that they are the God within the body. Not much difference, is it? Whatever that has been given to us can also be taken away from us. We must find this great spiritual liberation within ourselves and learn how to cultivate its presence into our lives. As we all are the masters of it all in the end. Our enlightenment is destined to find us in this lifetime or the next. It is on its way. We simply need to get out of the way and understand how to receive it. When the mind stops all searching in the outer for fulfillment and finally comes to relax home in our very core, the realization is discovered that enlightenment was always there, just buried deep within our being. We all experience suffering in this life because of one little thing, ignorance. If you take the word ignore and add a little dance to it, you get ignorance. When we ignore the truth of our infinite being, which many do, our ignorance expands and soon transfers us onto the path of suffering. To transcend our ignorance and find spiritual freedom and our lives again, the intention for a deeper awareness is needed. We must choose to welcome the most profound state of consciousness that we can imagine. By simply opening up to our own consciousness, we can release anything instantly that would make us suffer. Nothing more than pure awareness is needed to transcend this illusion, rediscover the liberating truth, of who we are. In each moment of our lives does have the potentiality to become the most liberating, healing, enlightening experience we can handle. The more open, ready, and willing we are to receive something magnificent, the easier and faster the magic comes flooding in. When we are ready for enlightenment, it will find us. We don't have to strive for it. In fact, the harder we work for it, the further it moves away from us. Just make it your priority to totally relax and enjoy your life. Fully surrender to your real self. Explore who you truly are, what you will really want, and what your purpose on this earth actually is on a spiritual level. This great enlightened experience is a massive shift in consciousness to go easy on yourself. You may have been trying to wake up for a really, really, really long time, possibly lifetime. And the Great Awakening can come suddenly, like a bolt of lightning in the most unexpected time, place, and way. Life is wild. Love is wild. And God is absolutely wild. Those who are wild always reach enlightenment. Also. And this enlightenment is within you. It's nowhere else. It's only within you. Same with happiness, same with joy, same with bliss, same with patience. Same with happiness. There's 10 messages, and I want everyone to breathe each one of these messages into their hearts, inhale the feeling of information so that it spreads out into every cell in your bodies. Let it sink deep into your being so that it becomes a way of exploring this world. Be open to the new and release your ego's need to be right about anything. Be open to the new and release your ego's need to be right about anything. Being right can be the hardest ego trip to get off of, and yet causes a major amount of suffering amongst us. If the ego believes it is wrong about any one little thing, it starts feeling insecure that you basically could be wrong about everything in your entire life. Whatever the mind believes is true always becomes our reality in that moment. The colored lens we perceive our world with today becomes how the world tends to appear for us tomorrow. If everyone around us, from birth to death, says that this life is hard, painful, and unfair experience, and you believe them, then how will you ever learn how to relax, let go, trust, and enjoy living in this amazing universe? If we think we must fight to get what we want in this life, we end up manifesting a very serious, challenging ride. To experience love, enlightenment, and freedom, we must choose to step over our egos and be open to a completely new experience of this life in each moment. Our inner and outer world is one massive playground. Learn how to be free and have fun within yourself. Think of each new day as your chance to step on a very interesting and comical life stage. You can choose any hat to wear, lens to see through, or fascinating role you desire to play. Let go of doing and practice simply being. Let go of doing and practice simply being. And maybe a lot of people don't know this. Do you know it has become abnormal for people to just relax, sit still, be silent, and alone? Doaholics have become the social norm. Many people avoid meditation because they think it is boring, don't have time for it, or feel they have failed at it, trying to quiet their mind after a few random attempts. When we realize that all of our suffering, chaos, and illness in this life is caused by our inability to quiet the mind, we will spend more time practicing being present and less invested in doing something, thinking it will take us somewhere better than being here. Eventually, with enough time spent practicing being present to the now, we discover our real infinite nature inside. We realize we are spiritual beings and have everything we were looking for and so much more. The greatest mystics in history all discovered enlightenment when they were simply being quiet, relaxed, and fully in the here and now. When their big awakening happened, they were not trying to do anything. This is the great mystery of this life. And mastery of the mind is far, by far, the greatest achievement mankind can ever have. The experience of being here now, feeling one with the infinite, all-powerful, and omniscient, universal God force is enough. It is empowering and highly enlightening to redefine all those old definitions of what it means to get somewhere special in your life. Being free from our family's unconscious myths and society's deep ignorant programming. When we were children, what was communicated to us about enlightenment? Anything? Do any of you remember? When we were children, what was communicated to us about enlightenment? Did anybody have a clue what enlightenment was or how to experience an enlightened state of bliss? Did anyone ever show you how to open your chakras, meditate, or communicate with God? Most likely, everyone around you was more or less spiritually lost, and then telling you what they believed would make you happy, loved, and successful in this life. They wanted the best for you, yet ended up communicating to you how to be unhappy and unenlightened through their actions, belief system, and behavior. You go back and think about your childhood. What do you remember was the typical standard story you were told that made you feel like a failure, isolated, unloved, or a sense of separation? What belief system did you inherit from your family that created massive limits on how you feel about yourself and this life today? Now, you may have heard some messages like, You need an education to become somebody. There just isn't enough time for that. We cannot afford that. You cannot be, do, or have XYZ. You are just too much of a blah, blah, blah. Naturally, we are all very gullible as children, yet if we did not become identified with our family's limiting belief system, we may not be here. If we didn't think like they did, they might have stopped feeding us and pushed us out of the tribe. We needed to think small, do what we were told, and obey the one in charge in order to remain accepted, loved, alive. From the moment we were born, we all received the idea that this unenlightened state of life was the norm. We may have seen all the insane world problems on the nightly TV news and thought that this was how the entire world operated, and mass suffering was just the way things were. As we became teenagers, we either rebelled or became assimilated into the unenlightenment system and fell deeper into the story of separation. The more we accepted or rebelled from our community, the greater our feelings of lack, isolation, and struggle grew inside of us. Being surrounded by unenlightened people was an enormous lose, lose, lose situation. To make matters worse, we were forced to attend some jail-like educational system, which worked about 3% of our brain's potentiality and was designed to churn once brilliant, creative kids through a social formatting grinder so they became hard workers for the system. We were taught wonderful lies that everyone believed to be true, like how a human life expectancy should only be 75 to 100 years old, when really our DNA can last at least 300 years. We were told that we would have to work really hard to have a home, limited energy, resources, food, knowledge, and power. We were never taught to rebel against authority, think freely, independently, or even consider the possibility of becoming spiritually enlightened. The school system made it illegal to teach children how to find a deep interconnection with the infinite source. It was not important to learn how to meditate, heal our bodies through our breath, how to make tantric love, master our minds through totally quietness and stillness, enjoy all our emotions, know the infinite truth of who we are, or how to achieve absolute inner freedom and bliss. This society all around us is still hypnotizing adults and their children to believe that success is all about achieving a higher level of status, money, and career. Our poor education system is still in its infancy and simply has never had a large dose of enlightenment, so it doesn't know any better. There are many awakened beings in this world today who know the truth that real success in this life is defined by how liberated, spiritually rich, loving, and enlightened we are as a human being. This world is slowly waking up, one person at a time. People are beginning to see that happiness is not something you can attain from striving to achieve the right income, status, career, marriage, or diploma. Striving to reach these things will only distract us from walking our spiritual path and discovering the most rewarding life experience of them all. Remember, whatever limited ideas that you received from your family or school system were their limitation and not yours. Remember, whatever limited ideas that you received from your family or school system were their limitations and not yours. When you stop and give back those beliefs, you can reclaim your spiritual freedom again within yourself. The limiting beliefs handed down from your family run deep in your blood, and it will take every ounce of awareness inside you to see them. Freedom will occur when they are fully seen, felt into, and released from your mental, emotional body, as well as your subconscious mind. We must choose to forgive all of these people of their unenlightened programming if we are ever to be fully free. It is all karmic, and nobody is to blame. They simply were not taught by their parents how to live in a constant state of wonder and amazement in their lives while doing daily tasks like changing diapers, cutting the grass, going to work, paying their bills. When we forgive them and see how they were not raised by fully self-realized and self-actualized enlightened beings, we can easily forgive ourselves for the limiting beliefs and negative feelings about ourselves that we inherited. Be outrageous and stop hiding from your spiritual power in some safe little fishbowl. We can often hide from our life mission and spiritual purpose in our mind. Thoughts are safe, while real life experiences out there seem dangerous, scary, and unsafe. This life is inherently insecure because death is always potentially around the next corner. We might find it easier to not take risks and to go for our big dreams in this life for fear of getting hurt or lost in the wild ocean. When we only choose to stay safe, comfy, basically dead, inside our little comfortable fishbowls of old habits, we only do the things that once gave us a sense of confidence and security and stop growing completely. Life is this beautiful natural chaos with a divine cosmic structure. Our lives are this daily adventurous roller coaster ride that we need to learn how to enjoy. Life is meant to be fun because we just don't know exactly how things will turn out. We won't know until the last second how we will respond to what someone says or how we'll make the most important decision we need to make. Each experience in our lives is here for our spiritual growth. Each boring, exciting, or normal experience is meant to expand us, help us see and feel the entire ocean around us now. And yes, jump out of your safe little fishbowl and swim in the ocean of existence. It's easy to do. Simply stop thinking about your life and actually start enjoying the one you're living, feeling, and breathing in the now. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Be still. The inner path of healing you is the only way to discover total freedom. Explore what it's like to choose to heal yourself everywhere you go and whomever you are with. Make the commitment to be with you today and find inner peace with what you cannot. This is your special sacred healing day. Wherever you go today, pretend that you are continuously merging with this loving energy and healing experience. Stay connected throughout the day by saying, I am whole, healed, and complete. I am whole, healed, and complete. Focus on receiving the most nourishing, peaceful, and healing energy that you can possibly fathom. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. And we'll return here Wednesday, December 14th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call. Be good to yourself.